Dyer's Daily. So at this time, theatre and performance venues are unable to do their job, and I really feel for them because over the past 10 years or so, I've interviewed many acts, performers, etc., who are amazing and deserve to be seen. And I wanted to present to you this interview that I did in 2018 with Cliff Richard tribute act, Cliff As If, aka Will Chandler, who came to my area at that time and thought it would be good to talk to him. So my first question for him, why Cliff?
Why Cliff? Well, it all came about because I resemble him so much. People kept saying to me over the years that I look like Cliff Richard, and because I was in the music industry anyway, I decided to take up the challenge, and that's how it all began.
In your show, is it something that's built up? I mean, obviously Cliff is someone who has had a career of well over 60 years. And how on earth do you go about choosing material from that time, and how do you adapt your act to it?
Okay, well, there's lots and lots of material to choose from. In fact, one would say that I was spoiled with what I could choose. Yes, it was a gradual build-up from the beginning. Everything was done from the start in a light-hearted way. It was just a bit of fun with a few friends and then parties, and then eventually it turned into full-blown shows. And that's how it sort of evolved, as it were. And all the music that he's got, I've been able to use over the years in different situations.
How did you go about trying to find the right sound? Because Cliff has got many different sounds. He had that rock and roll period. He then went a little bit lighter. How did you go about finding the balance?
I think that I had to work to the strengths that I had. People, when they hear me, think of Cliff in the sort of 70s and 80s. So I've been able to adapt that and cover all the music, because obviously when he does a concert these days, he's singing as he is now, but he still does his original material. So basically that's how I've been able to cover that, really.
Whereabouts do you do your gigging? Are you all over the UK, or have you done abroad as well?
Yeah, sure. I go abroad. I've done lots of holiday resorts in Portugal and Spain. I've been to Germany, to France as well, to expat clubs in the south of France. So yes, I've been abroad. But yes, my main audience is right across the UK, in England, Scotland, Wales and Ireland. I do theatres, holiday centres, also cruises, and so all kinds of all manner. I do private parties as well, which are always great fun.
What would they expect to see when they come to see you?
Okay, so we're going to go through the decades, as you talked about earlier in this interview. All the different decades of the music are going to be involved in that. Some all the big hits, but obviously some obscure stuff as well, which lots of people may not have heard, but I think they'll really enjoy.
We look forward to seeing you. Sorry, I keep wanting to call you Cliff. I keep wanting to call you Cliff because your talking voice even sounds a little bit like Cliff as well.
Yeah, sure. Well, I think when you've been doing it for nearly 20 years, you pick up things. I think it's become a habit. I think the other thing to say is that the show is not just about music, but it's quite full of fun as well. Because as I said earlier, it was all done in a light-hearted way, and that's always the way it's been. And so there's lots of laughs too. So it's not just about the music, but it's about the fun side of it too.
Cliff Richard tribute act, Cliff As If, aka Will Chandler, talking to me in 2018. And I wanted to share that interview because I've done loads of interviews over the years, and some of them unfortunately are not available anymore, and I just want to support the theatre industry, really. So look out for that. Next Friday I'll be featuring another interview with an act, an artist, a performer. Stay tuned for that. But thank you very much for listening to the Dyer's Daily podcast. I've been Jamie Dyer, and please do remember to rate, comment and subscribe on your favourite podcast provider. Have a great weekend, and bye-bye for now.